So how you feeling? And at what point in time where you say, "Hey, I'm back to normal with the hand"?
I'm feeling good. Hands feeling good. Hadn't had any setbacks. Started slowly hitting back in December and started building up and was able to kind of really go through my whole off season hitting progression, and kept it pretty normal. From what I do in the past. So. It's just the biggest thing was getting it healed up, and it did, and then getting strength back, range of motion, all that good stuff, and it's feeling good. I'm ready to go. Had a really good workout yesterday, so I'm excited.
Knowing how much you like to be with the guys and get out there, how disappointing was it? How did you deal with that when the CT scan came back in September and you knew you'd need more time?
Obviously very disappointed, and I always want to be out there with the guys, and it's part of the game. Unfortunately, injuries happen. You try to avoid them at all costs, but it is what it is, and it stunk, but we managed through it. Was able to be there, on the few road trips and support the guys. So hopefully we're past that, and I can be out there on the field with them from now
Did
on.
you feel like it was 100%, like you were normal?
Um, I'd say from a healing standpoint, or pretty early on, it just was like as far as like getting the strength and the mobility. It was like probably first part of I'd say right around New Year's. Is when it really felt like, hey, I could let it eat and not feel anything. So.
How about when you just look back at last year? I don't know. There have been many points where you guys just yelled uncle about all the injuries.
Yeah.
How frustrating was it just throughout?
It was for me. It's like early on, started getting it going, then had the oblique, and then kind of had to revamp it and get it back going, and then felt like I was finally started feeling good at the plate, and then obviously the hand happened. So I think a lot of guys would say it was an uphill battle the whole year, and like I said with the injuries, but it's part of it. Nobody felt sorry for us, and you know, we gave ourselves a chance. Like I said, we made the playoffs, and that's all you can ask for. And obviously, it didn't work out. But it was a 2024 was a weird year.
Do you feel like people are kind of underestimating the talent that's still on the squad with kind of like the way last season went?
Yeah, we're still a really good team. I mean, we really are. I mean, we got the guys here that can make a run, and I think the biggest thing for us is just going to be healthy, stay healthy throughout the year. I feel like that's the name of the game, and if we can do that, I think we give ourselves a really good chance.
How do you evaluate your role within this clubhouse now with the departure of some guys that were kind of staples, whether that's Travis or AJ and Max Fried? It just seems like there's a little bit of a gap for you to even step up more as someone who's just a seasoned guy in this clubhouse.
For me personally, I just try to be the best teammate I can be. Day in and day out with my preparation, way I carry myself on and off the field. I feel like if I can, just play the game the right way, and do things right, I think just be that type of guy that just guys need something, try to be there for them, and just really play hard and just be accountable.
Austin, yesterday I saw you and Matt and Ronnie in the batting cages, and I saw Ronnie hit one. He was like, "I'm good."
Yeah.
Is it good to see like guys like that? I mean, obviously Ronald coming back from his injury to kind of get back into swing of things. I saw him hit a couple in BP yesterday too.
Yeah, no, to see, I think you can see it on his face, like the excitement and how ready he is to be back and be playing, and I think that's huge. Obviously, MVP and to have a guy like him in our lineup is going to be huge, and he's doing all the work he can and preparation to get there, and I know he's excited, and I am too.
What's going to be to add a veteran like Profar with that high OBP and coming off the year that he had?
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. I think he's going to be a great add for us, just from a depth standpoint. You know, obviously he had a great year, and I'm sure he's trying to build on that, and to have like I said, a guy like him that can, you know, both sides of the plate, you know, have good at bats, professional at bats, on base a lot. You know, got for us to drive him in. I think it's going to be huge.
Year two with Tui over there. How's that been with his kind of growth, being right there next to you? There?
Oh, he's been great. He's been great. Great to work with too. He's such a great guy, and he's been fun to work with. Keeps it light. We work hard, but he's been good for us.
What can you say about some hires and what you might be able to help this lineup with?
You know, few conversations that we had, and just the, you know, yesterday talking, super knowledgeable. You know, I think he's going to be a great add, and just a sense of, you know, a game planning standpoint, you know, understanding swings, being able to help us and you know, through the ebbs and flows of a season. I always say being a hitting coach is the hardest thing to do, because every hitter's different. You know, one cue might work for someone, you know, may make no sense to another one. So I think he's going to be a really good balance for us.
World Series or bust last year. What we hear this year?
You know, just be healthy. We can be healthy. I don't think there's any statement that needs to be made. It's just, you know, coming in here, you know, you can look at things on paper and try to evaluate, you know, who's going to be what, who's going to be where. At the end of the day, it's going to be, you know, what matters whenever we, you know, start games, and you know, it's a long season. We just, you know, like I said, got to get through a 162 healthy, and you know, if we can do that, I like our chances.
What's
You
the
always
signs
talk
for you?
about consistency and wanting to be more consistent. I guess it's like the $1 million question, but how do you go about that, or when you're thinking kind of ahead of a season of trying to kind of keep that day in, day out?
You know, I think, you know, for me, just from an offensive standpoint of just, you know, trying to, the biggest thing is getting my lower half consistent. You know, dove in a little bit this year, or this off season, on just kind of how from 21 to now, the evolve of my swing, and kind of losing my lower half a little bit, and just, you know, being able to kind of get the reins on that, and get that more consistent. I think that's just gonna help me better, and you know, just from, you know, a defensive standpoint, just continue to work. Like I said, we're doing the wash drills, and staying with that, and just, you know, that routine, I think, is gonna be huge.
Everyone always talks about trying to get like 1% better, right? So when do you kind of set the expectations for yourself going into the season? I guess, how would you define a good season? Like, do you look at the accolades, or what do you kind of look at?
For me, I look at, you know, where we end up at the end of the year, and I think you try to, you know, navigate how the season went, and what you can build on, and you know, I think you try to self-evaluate every day, and what you can do to get better, and yeah, there's things that we can do from you know, like I said, for me personally, just from, you know, a runner's in scoring position, you know, I'd like to see myself be a little bit better there, and then, you know, just try to take everything, you know, at a bat to bat. And I think if I do that, stay in the moment, you know, I'll like where I'm at the end.
What goes into being better with runners on base? Is it approach, or how do you?
I think it's more of just, you know, I just taking it pitch by pitch, and not trying to, you know, put pressure on myself to get the job done. I think that's what it comes down to. I think it's just, you know, you take what the situation's given, and not try to do too much.
Matt, I'm curious, you know him pretty well. I'm curious if you would kind of get a sense of, I imagine he's wanting to prove that he's better player than he was last year, kind of, and bounce back a little bit from his performance in 2024.
I mean, you know, Matt's a great player. You know, he knows what he's capable of, and I know he's looking to have a really good year this year, and you know, it's there. So I think, you know, he's ready, and you know, I have no doubt for him.
Last one, guys.
Austin, I know it's a few months from now, but All-Star Week will be in Atlanta. What does it mean for this team, but also the city that you'll be hosting that event? Interest will be on full display.
You know, I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be a huge week for the city of Atlanta. The city, the fans, they deserve it. So hopefully I'm there.
There's a goal.
There you go.